Bienvenidos, Avatar Reclamasos, or however
What?
it is in Spanish. Why did I decide to do that bit at the top of the show? I will never learn how to introduce a show. We're just going to be awkward for all time's sake. Welcome to Avatar Reclamations. Episode. Oh, you were asking for
I hope
clips.
somebody clips that.
I hope somebody clips it. I agree. I hope this is shamed. Speaking of shame, weird transition, but we're to go with it anyways. Last session, I went over a couple people's boundaries. And I went over a line for some of the cast members without consulting them and without really bringing it up. Going forward, any uncomfortable or potentially harmful themes or situations will be presented to the group prior. We will also provide a content warning in the chat. It was completely an oversight by myself, and I wanted to apologize to any viewers that we had who might have been similarly affected or have had an adverse reaction to the content. I'm sorry. So, with that out of the way, how about we get to introductions? Would anybody like to start off this week?
I can.
Okay,
Hi, my name's Ellis. My throat just got weird. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Hekvetica, Hekvetica, where I talk about TTRPGs and UI UX design. And today I am playing the very large twin, Shoza, a firebender and just general overall strong person. And I will pass it over to Maya.
Hello, my name is Maya. I use she, her pronouns. I am a general nerd creator person, figuring that stuff out. You can find me on Twitter or Twitch at Anxious Maya. Or you can, if you're interested in Critical Role stuff, I can be found at Crit Role Memes on Twitter or at Critical Role Memes on Instagram for terrible memes all of the time. Let's be gay. Let's go. Oh, I have to pick a person. Why do I always forget to pick a person? Christiana.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Christiana. You can find me at Carpe Christie on Twitter and Instagram. I use she, her pronouns. And I don't know. That's me. Jay, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay,
I had to unmute
great.
myself twice. My mic was doing something weird. I don't know. Anyways, hello everybody. I'm Jay or Nala. Use they them. I'm at Nalawu on Twitter, and I'm playing Choyu, who uses they and he. Who's next?
Which leaves us with Nikki.
Yep, just me
Nikki.
left. I am Nikki, and I am co-creator here. I'm just now trying to put in everyone's thingies because I was dealing with my computer being a turd. And I am playing Junsho, our friendly neighborhood neurodivergent, who is on volume 7 of their Awkward Things I've Done journal. So that's just a little insight into who she is.
Fantastic. Now that we've all got the awkward out of us and none of it will ever happen during the course of this episode again, we can, none whatsoever. We can begin play. I had wanted to start on approach to the festival. Is that a good place to begin, everybody, I think? Okay. Even at a distance, you can see the river, the cave entrance, the mountains, the forest. And in amongst the clearing just before it, you can see the great vast sea of tents, of things hanging between setup spots, and of a large gargantuan obstacle course that has been placed to one side of this festival as well. And you can see a bunch of plots of lands. You're a bit far off at this point, so you can sort of make a strategy approach if you would like. But there's a couple plots of land. You can see a circle that's been cleared out as well that people seem to either be wrestling or earthbending in. It's still at a distance, so it's not quite sure. There's also a rectangular Agni Kai court, sort of shrunk down, where people are doing firebending at one another, but like not like viciously. You can see the gouts and the spouts and the flames, and it's nothing super aggressive. It seems more like fireworks, if anything, than proper like fire. And you hear the merriment and happy sounds of various wandering musicians, and more importantly, you smell the delicious smell of fried dough at a distance, that unmistakable like twinge of carny dough. Just that's the good stuff. Is anybody eyeing the festival at a distance at this point, or are we all just wanting to sit down near it?
I think G would be watching from a distance, like lookout position, but nothing like in particular. So just like she'd probably see what you described. That's it.
Yeah, if we're if we're still on the airship as we approach, Shoza is like leaning over the railing closest to wherever June pilots from, and just like pointing out all of these things that June probably can't see, and also she's busy, and Shoza's just like, oh, they're wrestling. Oh, I'm gonna wrestle an earthbender today. I just know it. Oh yeah. Oh, and oh, can you smell the dough, June? Can you smell it on wind? Oh.
Yep. Do you see any like cool things that might inventor stands, or people selling scrap metal, or I could really use like a corn dog on a stick if they've got one of those.
Oh, I bet they got corn dogs. I bet they got all kinds of dogs. Everything on a stick. Oh, this is going to be a good day. Do I see anything tinkering related?
How about you roll me an assess situation for that one?
I can do that. All right, roll with creativity. Where's my, there it is. Okay. Ooh, it's going to be good. I got a 9.
A 9. Well, that answers your question. Do you see anything involved with tinkering activity?
So,
you do see various platforms where people are showing off demonstrations. At this distance, it's nothing specific, but it definitely looks like people demonstrating those sort of like tech edits, at like the Puyallup Fair, how you get those demo booths. Shout out to the Washington State Fair, I guess. But yeah, the innovation hallway, as they call it nowadays. There's definitely stands and sites that are doing that down there, yes.
Yeah, I report all of that to June. And I'm very clearly physically pointing at each of them as I say it. But you can't see them from where you are.
I'm trying to focus. I'll look when we get there. Thank you. Just like keep a mental note of where it is. Maybe draw where it is.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe draw where it is. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I can't trust you to do like a mental note.
They walk over and they take a like old like graphite like lead pencil that is behind your ear, and they take it out from behind your ear and they start drawing a map on their hand. So it's like, this is the ship
on paper,
and then we're
on paper.
You want me to use paper for this?
Yes, because
all your papers downstairs though.
So go what?
I don't want to go downstairs and go get it. It doesn't smell like delicious meats and dough down there.
G kind of like pokes her head into the conversation and says, I'll grab the paper for you. Just tell me where it is.
Fine. Nobody
No, I
has to
can get
go get. No one has to go fetch us paper. You're very nice and very tall. It's fine. And it shows us like hand map's not enough. I guess fine. It's all right. I'm gonna go get dumpling, and then shows us just storms off.
Sorry, big lady. I don't know what their deal is.
Yeah, G turns to Junsho and is like, "Did I do something wrong?"
I think until you wrestle them, they're going to be upset with you.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was like a time-sensitive thing. I thought we were just waiting for like.
That's how Shoza makes friends with everyone who isn't me or me-sized.
Okay. I understand. That's
automatically they like Satya because she's me-sized, but like because you're bigger than them, you have to wrestle them before they're going to be your friend.
Do I have to win or do I have to lose? Like, is there any sort of like
just do your best because if you let them win, it's gonna like bother them for the rest of their lives. But you can't let them win, but you also can't like make it easy. You need to just do your best.
Okay, got it. This is all very good information. Thank you. I should have asked you sooner.
I mean, I know I'm like a Shoza expert.
This is very true. You are identical twins.
Right.
100% identical.
She goes back to the bow, I guess. What'd you say, Riley?
I just wanted to state for the record that there's probably like people that Shoza has met in their past where Shoza's like, oh yeah, I almost made a friend when I was really young, but they didn't fight me. Like that's probably like
100%.
It's canon.
Like they've probably had several really close relationships that just didn't pan out because of this.
People talk about, like, the bully where they grew up, and Shoza was too big to get bullied, but Shoza doesn't like them either because they never fought Shoza. They're like, they're the worst.
That's incredible. If nobody has a scene that they we very nearly got Jay on a spit take there. I'm sorry about that timing. I wasn't trying for it, I swear.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it until you were doing it. If anybody has any further things they'd like to do pre-ship, pre-festival, I guess, on the ship, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, we're going to land this.
Where's Izuko? I
was about to ask.
Good question. Izuko, I guess, would...
You love that we brought an NPC along, don't you?
I do. I genuinely do. I love getting to interact with your characters like directly that way. Izuko would probably be at the bow of the ship, at the front of the ship as well, like just intently perched there and quietly observing the entire festival beneath and just like really excited about it. She might, she'll probably come up to Junsho after all of that interaction has sort of died down and just very quietly say, have you ever been to a festival?
Yeah, back home, there were lots of them, and we, there was a festival that always fell around, like, when our birthday is, and up until we were, like, 12, Shoza thought that the fireworks were for our birthday, so we love festivals. I think they might still think that, like, the fireworks were for our birthday, but I don't have the heart to tell them that they're not. So anyway, if they ever tell you stories about, like, the fireworks for our birthday, just go along with it. Basically, anytime Shoza tells you a story, just go along with it. But anyway, yes, we've been to festivals before. And she's, like, nervously rambling because she thinks Izuko is cute. And so she's just like, Although I don't think she knows that that's why she's rambling yet. And also, that story is based on a true story because my brother's birthday is on July 4th. And until he was 11, thought that the fireworks were for him.
I was going to say that you just diagnosed Shoza with Rapunzel syndrome, like in the Disney movie, how she assumes, like...
I found that very believable.
I guess I see why, because your brother literally thought that too. That's amazing.
The lanterns were for her, though, but
they
not
were.
for
They
birthday
literally were.
specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, the buffest Rapunzel. She would kind of just like nod along and like understand. Okay, everything Shoza says is true. Would you mind showing me how to do festivals? I've never been to one.
Ooh.
We were always working in the shop. Didn't really get out that much.
Well, I have my specific routine that I go through so that I'm ready for a festival, and you seem more like normal to me. So you might ask.
No, I want to do your routine.
Ooh, I don't know. I only have one pair of earplugs, so like I don't know. You can't do my exact routine. You might, but I can try. I can show you. Okay, so here's what I do. So first, and she's like currently like doing all the controls for the ship while she's telling her about like her routine, which is she puts on. She has designed herself. I have creating these in-game loops basically, which I wear when my students are having free choice because they get too loud. So anyway, or when we have fire drills. But so she's created those concert earplugs. So she wears those to festivals. So she's like, first, I make sure that Shoza and I have very nice hair and that it looks really good and that I catch all the flyaways. I get a little bit of wax and I make it all shiny. And then sometimes I like to do matching hair, and then we get flower crowns, and that's really fun. So we could do that. I can make your hair match mine if you wanted to. And then I wear my earplugs, and then first thing I do is I hit up the food because nothing is more fun than having a corn dog and watching Shoza wrestle someone. So that's how I get ready for festivals.
Hard cut to Izuko, who is like grimy, dusty, has like the bush of hair on her head that like somebody who works a lot of time just pulls their hair into buns, and like it's been coming out for like weeks now and they've just been like retightening it awkwardly. She's just like, my hair might be a problem.
No. You know who we should talk? Like, let's see if Shoyu is available to help us because I can do my own hair and then maybe Shoyu will like do yours and we can have like, do you want like little buns on the top like mine, or do you want to do like braids? We can do braids.
I'm fine with whatever.
Cool. G, can you hold these things? You'll be fine as long as we don't have to turn.
Okay.
I'll be back before we have to land. It'll be okay. And then
Sure,
she like hands
right.
you the things, doesn't wait for you to be comfortable, and like runs off to find Shoyu.
Also for context, because I was gonna say something and then you chimed in at the perfect time. G has been like listening, like without like trying to look like she's not listening to this conversation about people getting their hair done. Like, ooh. And when you were like, G, she was like, yeah. and then and then she's now told the stuff like, yeah, I can do this.
Now you've got two twins to try to be friends with.
Like she's like fully gone into like focus mode. Like she doesn't even have the brain space to be like, "Aw, I'll get my hair done." She's like, "The ship will not crash. The ship will not crash." And she's just holding it. She's like frozen there.
Could you please?
Oh no!
Go on, Jay.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's looking like Choyu's gonna do everyone's hair, and I am okay with that.
Fair. Maya, could you make me a rely on your skills and training roll, please?
Yeah.
That's with focus.
Okay, focus is my best skill.
Good.
Focus is my best skill. Wow.
Hey. Please don't crash. Two die. Wake up. 9.
I thought you were saying you got a 2 and I was going to panic.
I was
Sorry.
like, okay, well.
No, I'm so sorry. I meant that I was only rolling 1 die. I'm great at this game. I got a 9.
Shoot, we need
I
dice.
am
We're
great
all-
at this game.
We're all learners of this game that's not even really out yet, so it's totally okay.
Doing great.
Why,
I did great.
Ellis? You're on a 9.
Yeah.
You're able to adequately do exactly what Nikki had said, or rather Juncho had said. And I believe the 2 of them, Izuko and Juncho, would then go to Choyu's I was going to say office, but that's not. Yeah. Quarters, I suppose. Quarters.
Captain's quarters room, yeah.
Just slightly before that, this whole interaction while this is happening, Satya was just like in a corner reading. But I like to think that she probably picked up on G's slight disappointment and like looks up from her book, and when everyone leaves, she's just gonna go over and like braid her hair. Just one big braid down her back.
Aww.
How do you do that exactly? Like, do you like push a crate over there, or like do you climb up her? Like, she's fully more than a foot taller than you.
It's definitely, yeah, she's 15 inches taller than me, but it's not one of the braids, like black braids that start at the top of your head. It's just the one that like starts at the nape of your neck and goes down. So she's got lots of flyaways, but that looks really hot to Satya, so she likes it.
She is like,
we're all just so gay now.
So G, I like to interpret the 9 roll as G just like taking the controls exactly the way that Juncho handed them to her, and then locking all her muscles and not moving them at all, because she basically said you'd be fine if you didn't turn. So she's not moving. So she feels like she can't turn to be like thank you or anything, but she's like smiling really, really big, just like completely locked in place with the controls.
Super cool.
All right, Juncho knocks on Shoyu's quarters.
So Choyu is in there, and they're holding a scroll in their hands that their mother has given them, containing a speech that they're supposed to read at the festival.
You said scroll. I thought you said skull.
Oh.
No,
You said skull.
I knew
100% thought you said skull. I was
Literally,
like,
I was
cool,
like,
this is a different angle. All
I
right.
knew he was going full Hamlet.
Scroll.
Now we know how they got into power.
No.
Yes, and I
okay,
do it
so
again.
it's a scroll that my mom gave. Imagine your mom just giving you a skull, like, here, have this. You know, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I'm holding a scroll containing a speech that my mother has written for me to read, and I was just looking over it. When you knock on the door, I quickly roll it back up and like shove it to like the back of the desk, basically. And I will come over and open the door. Hi.
Hi. I was hoping you could help us with something.
Sure. What do you need help with?
And then she like does this, like where like she's like, you know that picture of Will Smith when he was like with Jada and he's like doing this, but just smaller because she's only pointing at Izuko's hair. Could you do a fun like maybe some buns and then like maybe the rest hanging down, or just fun buns and then I'm gonna do my hair the same way?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Also, I have to put my hair up too for this, so yeah.
Yeah, and if you need help, like we can help, but also, can you put makeup on me, please?
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
She does a lot of talking with
Get
her hands,
everyone.
and when she gets excited and like she does her little like finger taps because she's so excited for you to do her makeup, and then sits down like on her with her best posture at your wherever like your vanity or whatever you have in there, wherever she thinks you get ready is where she's gonna sit down.
Yeah, I think I do have some sort of vanity with a mirror, because I think more recently Choyu has been doing more of their colorful makeup and whatnot. They're coming out of their emo phase, as you will, and I probably have a bunch of pigments and what laid out already because I think they started on their makeup and decided to look at the speech that they're nervous about, and yeah, so they have you sit down, and they will start working the beauty on both of you.
Do we need
June
to make a
Cho,
roll for that? I don't feel like.
I was gonna say like I was gonna ask if so June Cho's not gonna notice that you're nervous, but I'm wondering if Izuka would notice that Shuyu is nervous.
No. No, Izuko would not know.
Oh no!
Izuko
Two
would not.
very oblivious people hanging
You
out.
know
It's
who
gonna be
would
great.
notice? Satya.
That's true. Shall we dip to where the ship has now landed successfully after hair braiding and support? Yeah.
Wait, is there a comfort move? I know in Masks there's a comfort move.
I was wondering if
comfort,
we do
yes, comfort and support.
Yes.
There's a comfort and support move.
So yeah, when you comfort or support another person, roll with harmony. On a hit, they must decide if they open up to you. If they don't, mark a condition and take +1 forward against them. If they do, ask them any question.
Yeah. So you could. Well, we've painted ourselves into the corner that Izuko and Junsho are both completely oblivious individuals. So I don't think either of us would make that role for Choyu. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking I would be supporting them or comforting them.
Oh, that's fair.
Especially if Izuko's worried about the festival or whatever.
Yeah,
if she mentions that while we're like doing her hair.
Yeah, how about you call that role then today?
What do you mean call the role?
I mean roll it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
English is
I want to just show y'all.
Language.
I got a new set of dice that has real flowers in it. My camera's super not going to focus, but it's got clover and gold leaf, and it's very pretty. I hope it rolls good. This is the first time I'm ever rolling it. Okay. Comfort and support is a harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Harmony, I get a +1. So that's a 10. Okay, so that's good.
10. Okay. So on a hit, they must decide if they open up to you. So how might you approach either Junsho or Izuko?
I think I might because Choyu's nervous, I think they are wanting to talk about with them, and they'll probably just ask something like, "Oh, how are you both feeling about this?" And it's kind of one of those questions that's poised where it's like I'm asking them because I genuinely want to know, but also I want to talk about me being nervous.
Yeah. And I think at that point, Izuko would sort of open up and respond, well, I've sort of always been kind of nervous around large crowds. So I'm hoping it'll go well. Have you been to many festivals? Are you nervous at all?
I am not a fan of crowds either. It is I'm mainly worried about people staring at me and doing weird stuff, and I have to give a speech today, which I'm nervous about.
You have to give a speech?
Yeah, that's why we're going here. My my mom wants or needed. I think Choyu just like pauses for a second. It's like the royal family is supposed to make an appearance at this festival, and I volunteered to be that person because my parents can't make it, and there's just me. So yeah, I have to give a speech.
Oh, that should be exciting.
Stop it.
You know who's like a
In the
really good
chat.
height person is Shoza?
Height person? Yeah, they're pretty tall.
No, hype. Like they could hype you up.
I heard
Oh.
height
you
too.
know?
Yeah, maybe
Like stand next
Yeah.
to you and like repeat like a couple of words every once in a while so that it like
I am just
besides being
Cut
just
to
very
the
big, they're
chibi
just very
diagram of
supportive,
that.
and it's just
Yeah.
nice. Like one time I had to do this report at school and Shoza just stood next to me and as I was reading it repeated every other word.
We're sure making a lot of character choices for Ellis this session.
It's all good. Nikki's got the brain cell right now. It's fine.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just funny.
but luckily it's not too long, and then I'll be able to enjoy the festival with the rest of you, and I just hope people don't crowd me.
Do you
And
mind if I do a
they're
hard
just-
cut here?
Yes.
Hard cut to y'all have landed and begun approaching the festival, and there's a large crowd of people. Oh my gosh, Cho-Yu, the royal, the family, they're here. They actually showed up. And you just see like a semicircle of people begin to draw further and further folks towards it.
And I just want to note that I think this is the first time that Shoza and Junsho and G technically have seen my hair completely up in like a very fancy updo. It's not as fancy as what I think Satya is used to because I had to do it on myself versus having like literally a team of people coming into my hair when I was younger. But it's still like very fancy, and I probably there's like a clip put into it too, like a little like flower floral something. Yeah.
However fancy you want it, Junsho would have helped you. So like however however fancy you want it, Junsho would have helped.
Cool. So then we probably did the whole thing. Like I was probably telling you how it's supposed to be done. So there's like braids going up into like this bun with like little hair bits sticking out, so it looks like a flower and like a bun. And then like there's just all sorts of it's a lot.
Well, I mean, and I feel like Junsho works with her hands a lot, so I totally can see her being good at this, like small little hand taps.
Yes.
So.
And I did your makeup, and I did Izuko's hair. Would Izuko want to get her makeup done too? Because I would have done her makeup too.
She probably would have liked a clean face.
Okay, we would have cleaned her up then.
Okay.
But yes, I look different is the point.
Junsho just offhandedly is like, Choyu, you look so pretty.
Thanks.
And I look pretty too. Thank you very much. And then she's gonna go stand in front of Shoza and wait for them to comment.
We have Shoyu and Junsho next to each other at a similar head height, and they're doing all of this, and then the camera pans over, and then we have like Junsho's head and Shoza's shoulder, and it pans up, and Shoza has a full flower crown on their head. They have brushed all of their hair. Their bun that is normally just like kind of almost lopsided, turning into like a fucking side pony, is now just like straight up, perfectly formed. They're wearing an article of clothing that Shoyu hasn't seen. I think only June has seen this. But it's just like their like nicest like Fire Nation digs for like special events. Still doesn't have sleeves. And they are standing there beaming. And I think the twins, like June having just said like, and I'm pretty as well. And I think it pans up, and I think that both twins have like the exact same like beaming, happy expression on their face, just like staring out like towards the festival. Shoza says, I think this is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since we've been to a festival. I'm really excited.
Shoza standing like directly behind, not directly behind, but behind Shoyu, is like, everybody's so excited to see us. It's weird. It's like, I'm used to it a little bit because it's like birthday time, but also like, I mean, this is a lot of people. Normally,
I want to note
they wouldn't come out just to see me.
I want to note that
ahead, Jay.
Choyu is next to Satya, and they're just like sticking close to her because they're nervous and they're being stared at, and they don't like that.
And talked about, yeah.
And whispered about, yeah. And I feel like Choyu can only hear their name. They can't hear anything else, so they just hear their name. And so they're just wondering, like, what are these people saying about me?
Yeah, Satya has intentionally not cleaned up, maybe even dirtied herself up a little bit. She's trying to look as intimidating as possible as she can with her stature, you know. But I think G is probably behind her too, kind of putting on the same persona. But it's definitely like, don't fuck with Choyu or I'm gonna hurt you vibes.
Yeah, could you roll that for me actually?
Sure.
I don't know if this game works like this, but could I help her roll? Because she's like also behind her trying to do the same thing. I don't know if this game works like
There's
that,
a helping. When you take an appropriate action to help a companion, you can mark a fatigue to give them a +1 to their roll.
I'll do that.
Yes.
Okay. That will bring me up to 8.
All right. You're just trying to keep people back down away from you, I imagine. You're not like sending people running for the hills.
No, I don't think that's maybe possible because we're going into the crowd, but just like that, hey, keep a wide berth, please.
All right. You get stanced up and you're able to like position yourself in such a way and like give the look amongst the crowd that people like back off and start giving you a wider berth than perhaps they had initially. And as your little compatriot group of 6 folks enters into the festival, you're able to see many sights and sounds. There's a lot of callers trying to call out for demonstrations of brand new tech. There's various carnies trying to entice people to play various games. There's also people shouting, "Elephant ears, get your elephant ears, fried dough, elephant ears," and things such as that. It seems that there are predominantly 2 major focuses and 2 sides to the festival itself. There's like the right-hand side, and this is away from the main thoroughfare, I should say. The festival itself sort of winds a lazy river towards the opening of the Cave of Two Lovers. And on the right-hand side, in this sort of valley-ish area, are a lot of the individual competitive sporting events where people sort of go on one. That's where your Agni Kais are. That's where your Earthbending is. That's where the more traditional like wrestling and stuff is going on. And then the gargantuan obstacle course is to the left, and that actually has stands alongside it. So the stands sort of function as like a backside to the various booths along the main thoroughfare and wind themselves along that way. And people pass into little alleys and get up and watch as competitors go through this gigantic obstacle course.
Nice.
Yeah, so as we are passing through all the stalls and everything and walking through kind of like the main area, as more and more, as people pass like in front of the camera and stuff, each time we see Shoza, they just have more food in their arms. And they're just like stuffing their face and just,
I think without thinking about it, Juncho like grabs Izuko by the hand and like starts running around to show her all of the different food stalls. And it's like, okay, so there's this, and this is like this, and then these are this thing, and then so if we get one of each, we can split them, and then we'll be able to eat more things.
Why would you fry a lizard? And just like is examining a fried lizard on a stick. I don't understand the appeal.
Shoza walks up behind them and takes the fried lizard. Well, the thing is that when you fry just about anything, it's gonna be really cool because it gets a little bit of crunch. And they take the fried lizard out of Izuko's hand and just it's really good. You gotta try it. And then they toss the stick behind them.
And then
you don't want to
like
miss out on that stuff.
And then like the standover sort of like leans over to Izuko and Juncho. They're not actually, they're just done in the shape of lizards. They're not actually real lizards. That'd be weird.
Shoza's just staring off, not hearing any of this.
Yeah, of course.
Content to have eaten a lizard today.
Upon seeing said obstacle course, still maintaining this stance of intimidation or whatever, but Satya will like motion over to G and be like, you should totally do that. Just show everyone here how much of a badass you are. Maybe even Shoza will do it. Maybe this is how you guys can like compete,
Oh, that sounds like fun. I am going to wait until I get a better sense of this place before I go and do anything.
So you just mumbles, "Oh, that looks fun."
Do you want to do the? Do you like immediately snaps? Like, do you want to do the obstacle course?
Well, yes, but also no.
Oh,
I want to, but I don't. People are gonna look at me.
I understand. That makes total sense. Hey, the Earth is so weird. I'm sure we can find like a little natural obstacle course for you to do sometime where there's no crowd.
They could probably build one.
I can make one.
Right, Earthbenders. Yeah.
And then I think I will point with my hand to like essentially like the Royals box. Like across like the way, and I'm just like, well, I'm supposed to hang out there
The whole time.
From what I
Shoza
understand,
looks up at this box with a bunch of people in nice robes, all just sort of looking tired and uninterested in everything in front of them. Yeah, no, I don't think that's happening. You're going to do something a lot more fun, I'm thinking. And Shoza scoops Choyu up over one shoulder and just starts walking towards the obstacle course. We're doing an obstacle course today, buddy. You and me, we did swords. We're going to do obstacle course. We're going to get you fit. We're going to get you strong. You're going to show all these people what's up. It's going to be great.
G is looking frantically between Choyu being carried off and Satya. Like, I should go? What do I do?
I think
let's just go. Make sure that I guess we're all gonna do this.
You can do your speech at the end, like, and Shunsho is like following behind, facing Choyu. So like when you're done and you do a really good job, then you like read your speech at the last platform, and then it's like super epic, right? I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
I think Shows is right on this one.
That is a good idea. I didn't think about that. You could because you can do, so you see all the part with the swinging blades. Once you get past that and then you land on the little platform on the other side, that's when they usually give you like, I don't know, like a free elephant ear or something usually. But then everybody's going to be looking at you. So you can be like, and one more thing. And then you can say like your Earth Kingdom stuff.
Choyu is like kind of struggling, but you're really strong. And I'm assuming you've picked me up and put me over your shoulder like a sack
100%.
of potatoes.
You are over the shoulder, and you are talking to Junsho like hanging over Shosa's shoulder.
Yeah. And I think Choyu's just like, no, that's not how it works. No, just put me down.
Ellis would put you down, but Shosa wouldn't. So Shosa keeps walking and goes up to like whoever's in charge of the obstacle course. Like,
You see a dude who looks old person ripped, like
Ooh.
was formerly like clearly at their fitness prime, like way earlier when they were younger. But they've still got that residual like dude bro energy of like, yeah, I still work out and keep up my physique even though I don't need to because I'm like 70 or something. And you walk up to him, you just like, and he sort of sizes everybody up. You here to try and tame the beast?
Yeah, I think, and Shosa leans in with still like show you, so it's like Shosa's face and like Choyu's butt. Yeah, I think we're here to take the beast. And Shosa puts Choyu down and turns him around to like face this guy.
She is like catching up as this is happening, like joining them.
All right, how many entrants you got?
Let's see, we got me, we got Junsho, we got Satya, we got
I'm
G.
not doing an obstacle course.
You're not doing an obstacle course? What?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. That's not.
You're not
really
gonna do the
Look at
obstacle
my
course?
face. I can't mess this up. Chuya works so
I'm
hard
better
on
just like throwing knives or something. I usually can't like reach the platform's legs too short.
Okay, so Choyu, me,
No.
G.
Yes, me.
All right. Shosa turns Choyu around and looks them directly in the eye. This is your one chance to pull out now. You say no, I'll leave you alone. But if you look at me, Choyu. If you really want to impress these people, if you want to make them understand how great you are, you got to.
I don't want to be great. No.
But you are great.
I know you're great.
Very few
Okay,
people
then I
can
don't
do
need to prove it.
this and that. And she like points at the obstacle course.
Shosa looks at Satya. You think Shoyu's great?
I know if they're great. Yeah.
And they look at G. You think Choyu's great?
Yeah, of course.
Shosa looks at Izuko. Whoa, you're still here?
Yeah, I've pretty much the entire time you stole my lizard on a stick. That wasn't a lizard.
Oh, right. Okay. You think Choyu's great?
Yeah, I mean, they left me a pretty good review, and it's been very appreciative for the business and getting the prospects out. Yeah, I'd say they're a decent customer and a human being who I've been in near.
Yeah. And what's an obstacle course but a review of the heart? Think about that. I think you can do it. I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to like pick you up and carry you through it because I already carried you enough.
When you say I think you can do it, Izuko interprets that as you talking to them, and Izuko is just like, "Wow, yeah, I'll do it."
You're gonna try the obstacle course?
I mean, Shosa believes in me, and like, cut to Shosa clearly speaking to Choyu, like. Complete misinterpretation of what was just said.
Choyu is just there like, I'm feeling very peer pressured right now.
Positive peer pressure, baby.
Yeah, Satya's just kind of looking at them like, hey, I think you should do this. If you don't feel like you're dressed for it, though, I'll switch clothes with you. My tunic is really stretchy, so even though you're taller than me, it's fine.
Is it though?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
G is nodding like along with what Satya says, like yeah.
Well,
And you can still use your scarf.
And
What?
at this point, just prior to, just in this moment, you hear, Choyu! And you see a very pencil-thin man in long official robes,
Oh boy.
sort of waddling up. Like he's in very ceremonial robes, so his like speed, he can't really move his legs very quickly, but he's just sort of like waddling over and eventually like comes up to Choyu. Oh, that is you. Bows. To say it's a deep bow, it's more just like that sort of bow, like almost hits his head against Choyu.
Can I sidestep? Like if he's in front of me and he bows, can I sidestep?
Absolutely. And then when he comes back up and then just turns to face Choyu. Magistrate Pin, so glad that the royal family could send a delegate to our humble festival.
It's my pleasure.
May I show you to the box? And just he gestures. He doesn't gesture with one hand. He just gestures with like the two hands in the robe, like, you know, that hanging sort of deal.
Actually, Minister, I'm gonna compete in this thing. Magistrate, I'm gonna compete in this thing.
Here we go. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, and Shoza turns around immediately to the buff grandpa and is like, all right, so it's me, it's this one, it's G and Izuko. So 4 for Taming the Beast, please.
Juncho's got happy hands again. She's really excited for this.
I need everyone to know that Choyu at this point was like, I don't want to sit there with him right now. I'm gonna go do this other thing I don't want to do.
Fair enough. And he'll just sort of bewilderingly like, oh, of course. And then poof, poof, like just bow again. And then just
Sidestep again.
Yeah, of course, sidestep again. And then he'll come up again, readjust to look straight at you and say, good luck. And then just
I will
off.
See you after. Goodbye.
Yes. Okay. And then just keeps waddling.
And then as soon as he walks away, I'm going to look at Satya and just whisper, nailed it.
Ripped Grandpa will in turn nod to the 4 competitors and just say, all right, go to the suit up station and get with your respective teams.
This is a team obstacle course?
Well, sort of, yeah. It's more that you're representing which nations you come from. It's kind of like, you know, like, oh, we've got competitors from all over here. We've got folks from the fire. You know how it is. It's an individual competition, but it's also like team.
I'm going to lean down to Satya and say, are we still switching clothes? I can't get this dirty.
Yeah. Just
okay.
And she'll like take off her tunic, and she's got she's got banding underneath.
G like slides in and like has her like shawl thing and is just sort of like does the towel thing at the beach.
Show you probably hands because they have a shawl. They'll probably give you theirs to cover. And then there's like the dust clouds as we change.
Yeah.
And then when we come out, we're just wearing each other's clothes.
And I'm just like baggy, you know, like holding up the pants or whatever. And you look great. Very fitted.
Very fitted.
It's a sleeveless tunic. And I think I keep my pants because I'm assuming my robes are more like a dress. So it's but I have pants on under it. But your tunic would be way too short for me to not have pants. So I keep my pants, but
is it a crop top situation? Because it's gonna
say I'm picturing a crop top situation.
Yeah, like a little bit of belly.
I think it's a tunic. It's definitely tight across my chest. And the small of my back. But the little like tunic bits like barely cover like my butt, so I would have needed pants.
I think at this point Buff Gilf is going to slide into the picture and sort of just like casually say, we have a changing station literally right over there. And also, you all get perfectly sized clothing for your teams. You didn't have to.
The camera pans over as he says that, and then pans back, and Shoyu's got big blush. Because they don't normally wear sleeveless anything, so.
Yeah.
You're like, I didn't have to do this. All right.
No, it was completely unnecessary. But I mean, whatever floats your boat or sinks it, and then just sort of like ushers a hand over to the various team changing areas.
Yeah, Shoza's already there.
Fair enough.
Suiting up.
Shoza left while we were doing our impromptu change.
What are the official outfits like?
So the official outfits are in the colors of the three nations that currently exist. There's Fire Nation Reds, Water Tribe Blues, and Earth Kingdom Green. And they are very much sort of, it's like parkour clothing. It's loose, but it's fitted around like it's fitted cuffs around like knees and upper shoulder to provide for like maximum like arm stuff and tension. They're baggy enough to allow a lot of movement, but not so baggy that the clothing would get in your way. And each of them has this sort of like, not tapered, and it's not quite a tunic. It's more just like a banner you almost throw over yourself, and then a very tight but fitting rope belt that makes sure that banner doesn't get in the way of movement. Again, this is all like loose fitting, but well enough so that you all can still move. And each of the banners that goes over these clothings is a deeper shade of blue, red, and green, and has the various nations' symbols on each of their chests, front and back.
Do they have sleeves?
They have like sleeves to here. Like if it's a sleeve, it's a very short sleeve, like even half of what my sleeve is.
Shows us still rolls theirs up.
Totally makes sense. Yeah. So I guess shows that you and Izuku would be competing for the Fire Nation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then G and Shoyu would be Earth Nation, correct? Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna wear a different color, just for fun.
Just for funsies.
Royalty, yeah.
Yeah, why not? It's at this point when everybody is sort of lined up and talking, and once everybody is dressed, and I assume that Satya and Junsho have sort of seated themselves in the stands, I imagine, to watch this event, that the announcer guy, the broad, ancient fellow, is going to come out and just begin sort of explaining the obstacle course. He says, "From the new, voracious heart of Republic City comes an untamable beast. 12 competitors will seek to race through this construct, going through each level, competing for points until only 2 remain. This is," and he like does that like strong anime like showman pose, and it like zooms out to show the obstacle course at large. "Ultimate Beast Tamer." And then you've got like a fanfare of people playing really intimidating music to go along with that. And he just goes ahead and explains the whole thing. So this, I'm just going to do this out of character so it makes perfect sense. There's 4 levels to this, so to speak. So the highest scores get to progress to the next level after. So there's level 1 where you sort of go into the beast and try to get as far as you can. Points are cumulative, so the farther you get, the more points you'll be able to accrue in the long term. So once the first 8 people have been made it through level 1, the 8 highest scores move on to level 2. Level 2, it repeats, adding points onto that, and then it goes 4 people for level 3. And then the top 2 scores cumulatively over this whole thing get to compete against one another in level 4. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. And he sort of blows his whistle and begins giving commentary. And we've got our first competitor from the Water Tribe, hailing. Hailed as an excellent sailor, she's hoping to bring her skills to the beast. She goes up its mouth. She's climbing the grind. Oh! And you just see this competitor like climb up this sort of like weird gear-shaped platform that's vertical, but like she tries to jump from one of those to the other one and just smacks her head clean against it and falls. And he just says, oh, that's only going to be a total of 20 points for level 1. How about let's now go to a competitor from the Fire Nation? And you hear cheers and like minor boos in equal measure, like talking it up. Shoza, your time to shine.
Shoza is on the starting platform.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their little Fire Nation dungarees, and they still have their flower crown on. And they come out and they're flexing and they're giving everything to the whole crowd. And they're doing some of these. What does this obstacle course look like? What's in front of me? What am I trying to achieve?
So the first level of this course is going into the mouth. And the obstacle course, now that you're next to it, is shaped like some sort of beast, like large with like claws and like a mouth. It doesn't look like any one specific animal. It just looks like beast-like. So the mouth, you see that there is a platform along either side of the jaw. One is steeper than the other, but short. And the other is a little more easy to climb and flatter, but longer. So it's like you can take either route through the jaw. And then once you get to the throat, that's where these grinders are. They're like large vertical gears that are held by pylons, and you have to jump between them. And then after that, you see that there's some sort of thing where you stand placing your hands between 2 places and a rope past that. And then that rope is above a watery area. So it's like if you fall in the water, you're out, which is what happened to the first competitor as well. And then there are like hanging platforms down from a constructed inside ceiling that are all roughly 8 to 10 feet far away from one
another. Okay.
That's level
I
1.
am going to assess the situation.
Yeah, roll me that assess. Roll me that ass.
And with creativity. Nice. So I got a 7. So I just passed. And I want to know what's my best way out, in, or through. So using Shoza's skill set, firebending and big strong, which route is the best for them?
You know that you can probably just easily take the left route of the jaw over and then hop along the grinders to the rope jump drop-off place. You could probably propel yourself with like fire spurts along the right side of the jaw, but that might push your luck. Like using firebending to like accelerate yourself might push your luck in any instance. Otherwise, you're pretty sure you've got what it takes to get through this level. Like, you're pretty well established yourself. Like, you're confident in your stuff. None of this is too stressful, and none of it is too much for what you've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so then Shoza is going to break left
Cool.
through all of that stuff there.
Roll me a rely on your skills and training to overcome an obstacle. There's going to be a lot of these. Get ready, everybody. What'd you get?
Just give it to the Fire Nation already. You all suck. Shit. Let's see. What do we got here? I need to add focus first. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so I got a 10, but my focus is -1, so I got a 9.
Okay. So we're gonna go up. You get up the left side, you just crawl those handholds really easily and walk across. It's only like a 30-degree incline. So it's baby stuff. You've done steeper ledges. You get to the grinders, you're able to just set up those jumps and like essentially hopscotch, hop frog your way across it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to that area on the other side. And what it is a platform that it has bars on either side. You're supposed to place your hands into them.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you start doing that, you would expect to like jump for the rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you go to jump for the rope with that, it begins lowering itself. So you kind of have to like catch your hands and stabilize your core at that moment. Mm-hmm. So you are either going to fall off at this point or mark 1 fatigue. Which would you prefer?
Yeah, I will mark 1 fatigue.
Okay, mark 1 fatigue. You're able to stabilize and you get your hands in place. And it takes a little bit out of you and you're surprised at that. Do you want to go ahead and roll another skills and training, please?
Let's see. Skills and training is focus.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 6.
6. Okay. So unfortunately, this little like tower that splits off from the platform lowers to a 45-degree angle. And so now you're having to adjust your trajectory onto the rope, like forward, but also up. And it's a little bit awkward for you. And unfortunately, you don't make the grab. And the rope just sort of like goes slicking through your hands and you fall and splash in the water. Oh, and it looks like our Fire Nation competitor has lost it in the blood of the beast.
It's a big splash. It's a really big splash. The biggest splash anybody's ever seen.
Biggest splash.
Shoza swims to shore.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So because you made it there and made it to touching the rope, you were able to get across the 3 grinders, get through the mouth, and touch the rope. So that's 50 points. So not bad. You're leading in the standings right now. Would either G or Cho Yu like to go next?
I think G looks at Cho Yu to see, like, she kind of like, you wanna?
No, it's all you.
All right. G is gonna like very bro pat them on the back, like as they go, and head to the starting platform.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to assess the situation or just get into it?
I think G's just gonna get into it.
Hell yeah! Roll me that rely on skills, please.
As G's coming up, you just hear like one very, very loud voice go, "Yeah, G!" in the crowd. It's like, "You're gonna crush it! Kill him!" Just very, very enthusiastic.
And that is
no, sorry, go.
That's a help action, I believe, right? Like comfort or support.
Yeah.
So how about you get
fantastic.
a +1 to this roll? Yeah.
Leaving my knives.
Fantastic. I think G's like smiling and they kind of like they're not really sure exactly where Sasha is. Okay.
You know what's really funny
What?
So Sati is dressed like me, and I think it'd be hilarious if some people thought you were me.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple
Oh my
people
God!
like nearby in the stands, you can see like a group of younger kids like with a parchment of paper. Like, should we go up and ask? No, that's so weird. We don't want to be weird. No, but it's like a once in a lifetime. And like you just see their weird little conversation occurring as Sati is like, "Oh shit! Yeah, get him!"
Amazing. Just freaking amazing. Ooh, that's a good roll. That is +3 because I have +2 for focus and then +1 from the help. So that is 14.
14, hot diggity dang. So, do you want to take the left-hand route or the right-hand route through the jaw?
Which one looks like it would be faster? Like if
Right-hand route, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, like in like American Ninja Warrior where some people like will jump like and like stop, but one person just sprints straight across. Like that's what she's trying to do.
Absolutely. And you just hear the announcer say, "Whoa, and it seems our first competitor is going up the shorter but more dangerous side. They clear it!" And like you just absolutely do that foot sprint that people very like are able to do. And you carry that momentum through the grinder gears as well. It's just like one hop up, and using that momentum from the hop up, you just reach out and grab the next gear. And it's just like that one fluid motion of using your momentum to it until you come to the platform. You lock your hands in. You saw the mistake that Shoza had made, and you lower it down to a 45-degree angle. But because you're just like, you're in the flow and you're with that moment, you grab on to the rope and you're able to make it to the first platform. And you hear the announcer just say, "And we have our first competitor on the coils." And
I love this announcer guy. Sorry. Keep going.
And as you're standing there and imagining like assessing the situation, his booming voice at this point just sort of repeats, "All right, now there's an opportunity here for competitors to get a point thruster." And like hard cut to a platform that's further away than the other ones, like 10 or 11 feet, but it has like a lever at the top of it. If our competitors are able to grab the thruster that's off the course a little bit, they'll be able to add 20 points to their total. And the crowd's just like, oh, like very excited. But if they choose to ignore it, they can stay the path and just try to finish.
Satya will start a chant in the crowd, just G, G, G,
G, G, G. And you'll just hear a couple in the crowd go, "Point thruster, point thruster, point thruster," intermingled with the G, G.
All right, I think G was like kind of unsure, and then as soon as the chant starts, she's like, "Okay, yeah, fuck it," and is gonna try and do the same thing, like burst of speed, try and carry momentum through. Let's.
All right, roll me a push your luck.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
You roll to push your luck in a risky situation and use passion.
You mean it's not my +2 skill?
It's not your +2. No.
It's okay. I have a +1 to passion. Please roll good. I want the point thruster. I got 4.
It's a little further than you imagined. It's like those moments where you see that they clinch the edge and they've got it, but they don't have the position. And your feet just slip out and your jaw like knocks the side and you go spinning over backwards. And then the beast claims another one.
I like to think that the announcer had a hat on and it flew off in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's canon now.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. I think if 100% exactly who described it is what I was hoping would happen if she failed, which is she cracks her head on something. So I'm thrilled.
Totally fair. And could you please mark 1 fatigue as well for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's
my copy button?
And the announcer just says, "Now, the young Earth Nation, Earth Kingdom representative, even while going for the point thruster, has shot into first place for 60 points. And
60?
the crowd goes 60, yeah.
Fantastic.
And the crowd goes wild, and it's just like, G, 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 G. To which Show You enters.
I want to note that there was a cloud dust again, and when it clears, I have taken all of my like fancy hairdo that I spent a long time on, and now my hair is just up in like a top knot on the top of my head to get it out of my face, but it's not like super fancy. And I also imagine that they took off like their makeup and whatever, so they just look like they're kind of hyping themselves up here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As Choyu goes up and we start to see them, Satya will turn to Junsho and be like, have you ever done the wave?
The what? Like
The wave.
one of these?
No. Okay, so Choyu actually taught me this a long time ago. If you're in a crowd and you just like, if you're sitting down and you stand up and you make your arms like a wave, everyone else will do it too, and it's like really, really fun.
Just in, Show You invented the wave.
Okay, should you put the knives away first?
Oh yeah, okay.
Some people around you like are visibly relieved when you do that.
So if you start it, she'll follow. She'll like grab. Izuko's gonna do the thing, so she won't be there. Okay, so it's just us. All right, yeah.
Yeah. So we wave, and hopefully the crowd follows.
Huh.
Can you intimidate people into doing the wave?
I'm going to say...
Or are you pleading to do the wave?
Yeah. Because let's be real, anytime somebody tries to start like a crowd movement, the person that goes down there is like pleading with them to kind of, all right, everybody, come on, like that sort of deal. So
You're right.
Roll plead.
Okay.
That's going to be harmony as well for the
Harmony. Perfect. That's an 11.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and a wave gets going. Like people immediately like pick up what you're putting down. And you just see Satya and Junsho. How do you do the wave? Let's have you describe it.
Sure. So we're sitting down, and I'm assuming that Junsho's sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I look behind me, I look in front of me, like, all right, everyone, we're gonna do the wave. Follow our lead. And I get up, put my arms up, and go, whoa!
And then
you just
follows.
Does it, and then the next row, and then the next row keeps going.
Yep, and you just hear, whoa! Like Doppler effect its way across the crowd. And then someone at the other end starts it back up and sends it back. And I imagine we cut to a shot of like Choyu, like sort of doing the stretches and warm up here, getting ready to attack the jaw, and then like just looks up in the crowd, and you just see like wiggly ass anime people like doing the wave back and forward. And like Satya and Junsho like running from either end, like doing the like cheapy wave wiggle to like encourage the crowd. Yeah. It's very silly. It's very organic.
Oh my god. And yeah, I like to imagine that Choyu doesn't flex or do any things kind of normally, but their body type is like they are very strong, but they've got like a layer of chub over that. And they look fit is all I'm gonna say.
And you hear the announcer say, and now from the Earth King, the Prince himself. And then like that group of kids in the crowd just like does the double take between like Satya running and like show you down there, and they all just go, oh, and like awkwardly like shrivel and wilt as they realize their plan is pathetic. All right, you hear the whistle blow.
Sign autographs later or something. Yeah. Can I rely on my skills and training for this?
You can rely on your skills and training for this, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. I don't know if it's funnier if I fail or cool if I do well, so we'll see. Oh shit. Math. Wait a minute.
Plus focus.
Yeah, so I rolled an 11 and my focus is +3, so 14.
Whoa!
That's what G got. That's what G got.
And sort of following in the footsteps of G, you just are like, all right, if G can do it, I can do it too. Sprinting down that right-hand jawline at like a 45-degree angle, you just foot in front of foot, and then you're a little smaller than G is.
Yes, I am shorter. I am.
You can't
shorter.
do the momentum thing of the like grab and propel that she was doing, but you can do the lurch, sit up, lurch, sit up, lurch, sit up, and then get your way to the last platform. And you just hear the announcer say, It looks like the prince has a slower time overall, which is important in breaking tiebreakers, but they've still made it to, sorry, my throat, oh gosh, faceplant! And you situate yourself into faceplant, and it begins lowering to its 45-degree angle. And much like G, you just are like, all right, out and up, and you're able to get enough distance vertically that you grab on at a higher point. And you slip a little bit, but you're able to sort of propel and swing yourself to that first platform. And the crowd gives a huge cheer as you get there. And the announcer then just says, all right, will they go for the point thruster here, or are they going to go down the trail? They're a little shorter, but they do have gumption.
They're short, everybody. Look how short they are.
And you just hear Magistrate...
compared to G, who isn't short.
Yeah. And you just hear Magistrate Pin, they're not that short!
So wait, what are my two options right now? I can continue on, or there's like a bonus point thing?
So there's a point thruster that over a larger gap jump. So if you make it, you'll have to also make it back. But it'll give you a 20-point boost and put you in first. Or you can not do the risky thing and just keep on going, relying with your skills.
And is this timed?
It's timed, but in a way that, like, times are only really cared about for tiebreakers in case somebody earns, like, the same point total.
Gotcha. Because I think Choyu sensing the energy of the crowd will turn to the crowd in this weird burst of extroversion and sort of like try and ask the crowd, oh, should I do the thing or should I continue on?
Yeah, and you just hear point thruster, point thruster, point thrust, like resound the moment you do the like showboaty thing of should I rub the butt? And like no, everybody's like point thruster.
Junjo's yelling, do it!
All right, I'll do it.
That's going to give you a +1 to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, G.
What am I
like,
rolling with?
G has like a bloody nose on the side, like screaming.
So this one is a roll with passion. So this is a push your luck roll. 2d6
push
plus
your luck.
passion.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. How's my passion? Not as good. That's fine. All right. We're up. Oh, fuck. 10.
Woo! Woo!
I'm doing so good.
You hear the announcer just say, no, their height may actually be an event. Oh, they're doing it. And you see, how do you get across that gap as not quite as tall of a person? I would love to hear you describe it.
Yes. I am 5 feet tall IRL. So, let's just say it's a really good running leap, but instead of like leaping off before the end of the platform, I actually like I'm running. It's dare I say a Naruto run, like running, but I use like the edge of the platform to actually push off of instead of jumping before. Yeah.
That's
I think
exactly
that's
how I
what
thought you were going
happens.
to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And you're able to get that extra momentum off the kick, and it just sends you shoulder first into the other pylon's coil. It stings, but it's going to be a light bruise. That's not going to mark fatigue. You just like got over there and you're too adrenalized to like care. And you're able to stand up and hit the lever and pull it down. And the crowd goes fucking ballistic at that point.
Shoyu has not expected to get this far. They are very shocked themselves.
And
Neither player is shocked.
Yeah, and you hear the announcer just go, "This is incredible! The Prince has taken the lead!" And the entire crowd is just like, "Champion! Champion!" And then some of them are like, "Prince! Prince! Prince!"
Satya is just screaming. Nothing. Just screaming. Tears streaming down her face. Her throat is going to be sore. She's just, ah!
Like, Junjo at this point has her hands over her ears, but is also still cheering. Like, the crowd has gotten too noisy even for her like little earplugs that she wears.
Yeah. So you have to make it back. I need you to roll another push your luck.
Okay. I will do these two this time.
Yeah.
7.
Okay. Solid. You're able to get
7
back.
good? I forget.
7's generally good. 7 to 9,
Okay.
It's either like you hit and you do.
Oh, okay, that's in the middle.
Yeah,
okay.
That's in the middle. It's a hit, but it has circumstances depending. Yeah. You do that same. They're short platforms. They're like not even longer than you, but because you're able to take advantage of your height and do that push-off jump, you're able to re-throw yourself back to that platform. But you hit the same shoulder a second time, and at this point, you do mark fatigue.
Ouchie.
One point of fatigue. It's like, oh, that one took it out of me. Yeah.
Oops.
And you hear the announcer just say, "All right, only three coils stand between them and the next object." And you see the like camera pan out, and it's these hanging bolts that are suspended in the air that turn and are sort of wavy. And the announcer just says, "If they can get to the deadbolts and then on to the crumbling wall." And you see a climbing wall suspended above the blood, and make it to the jump at the end, they will be the uncontested leader of the pack. You want to keep going?
Oh boy. Yeah, Choyu's gonna keep going. I don't know how good my luck's gonna. What do I roll now?
Rely on your skills and training.
Oh, cool. That's the one I get +3 to.
Hey, there you go.
11.
11. Okay. And you just, with your patented like foot push, like these jumps are shorter than the one you just made. So you're able to get it so where you're not smashing your shoulder against the platform each time, but you're able to just like sort of hug into it and grasp your arms around it. And you make it through 3 coils.
Oh my
and
god.
I have to mark your points because I'm going to lose track at this point. All right.
At this point, haha. Sorry.
Yeah. And you hear, once you get to the last coil, the announcer just go, "This is astounding! The prince now has a clear lead. Everything thereafter is just more daylight added to their 110-point total."
You literally is gonna try and find Satya in the crowd and do like a how? How? I am in shock.
Satya, do you respond?
Yeah. She's kind of like just done screaming at this point. She's just crying and like holding on to Juncho and just crying in happiness. And she's just like, "You're so amazing."
All right, Jay. If you want to do these deadbolts, it's going to be a push your luck on each one.
Okay. Sure. Let's see how far my luck goes this time. All right. Oh, what the fuck? No, I'm doing really well. Okay, the first one was a 10.
And Shoyu leaps from the platform and manages to grip the inside of the bolt. And like everybody's like clapping and cheering.
I got another 10. What the fuck?
They pull back with their momentum.
Last one's a 3. Last one's a 3.
Got it. They pull it back. They reach the second deadbolt. All right. They're swinging for the third. Can they make... Oh, they miss the grip and into the blood of the beast they are played. And the crowd, like, is sad, but, like, is so sad in the moment that by the time your head comes up above water, you just, like, hear them cheering and clapping super appreciatively. And the announcer just says, yeah.
Oh, I just like to picture so they swim over to the edge and like I think their bun has come out, so their hair is just wet and long.
Could G be there to like help them out of the water, like give them her hand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
That was
it's like the
incredible.
The wet tunic look, just soaked.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
G is gonna sort of like not even thinking about it, like push some of their wet hair out of their face and say, "That was amazing."
I don't know how I did that.
You don't need to know. You fucking did it.
Muscles. You just hear from off
Thank
screen.
you, Shoza.
And the camera pans over, and Shoza's sitting there with like a towel like around their neck, and like their flower crowns all like mushy, and they're just like they just nod sagely.
We all nod sagely.
Wrap. I pat myself dry with this towel and walk over to the rest of y'all, and I think I do that thing where you like put your hair up in the little like turban thing to like try and dry it. Mm-hmm. How? Oh God, the dice.
Sorry, I'm just doing a couple calculations here. As you're all putting yourselves together, you hear Izuko, and Izuko begins like her sprint up. Izuko has now seen both G and Shoyu take the right-hand path, and spurred with the encouraging words of Shoza, decided to go for it. And she's going up the right... Oh! She slips and falls on the first obstacle! 10 points are awarded for getting there.
Shoza puts a comforting hand on Junsho's shoulder, almost to say, like, well, it was good while it lasted.
Oh. Rizuko's not dead.
No, she fucking dies, man.
Shoza had decided that because she was puny that she wasn't good enough for Junsho, so like that's Shoza's just like, nope, you can't be friends with her.
Mm-mm.
Fair.
Too small.
And we get a brief montage of like the other competitors trying to make it through and go through this obstacle course. And there's a couple people who are notable. Some go far and some secure themselves in the pack. Some lag behind like Izuko and that first person. The one notable exception is, and from the Earth Kingdom, a former competitor in the underground earthbending scene, the Boulder!
Yeah!
And you see the crowd go wild as the Boulder is here to tame the beast, as the Boulder tamed the earthbending title. The Boulder gets pretty far. The Boulder goes for the point thruster as well, but just like Shoza didn't make it to the platform and really had a lot of momentum carrying them out of that rope, and just like smacks his head on the underside of the platform and just goes down like a boulder into the pond.
At the introduction of the boulder, Shoza is silently weeping. Oh, he's so strong.
And as the boulder pulls himself out of the blood and just sort of like wiggles off the water, he like sees Shows nearby. The boulder would like to reassure you that the boulder is certain the boulder will get farther next time. And then like grabs you by both shoulders. And the boulder believes in you too.
and then Shoza, like, you full on just see Shoza just like Junsho like not know what to do in this situation. Oh, your hands are so strong.
The boulder is aware of my terrifying grip strength.
Oh my god.
The boulder appreciates your comments. And then just like gives you a pat on the head that sends you like an inch into the ground and then just like turns and walks away. And at that point, the announcer just says, and with the points totaled up, we can see these competitors have made it through it. And you see a banner unfurled with all of the point totals that have been written on it. In a clear lead, show you the prince, 130 points. And then you see G, the boulder, Shoza, all placed in the top 4. And then there's 4 other competitors beneath. And then there's the 4 eliminated ones, including Izuko. And
F.
at F, yeah, just F next to the last 4 names on that list. And the announcer just sort of turns and says, now, after a brief break for commercials, we will bring you right back to Avatar Reclamations. And we're going to take, that's non-canonical, but we're going to take an actual break right now, folks, and get some water for tired voices, and see you in around 5 to 10. Be right back. welcome back to Ultimate Beast Tamer. And you just see the pan of the crowd all cheering and like everyone getting really excited. And the announcer just gestures and says, I'm now joined by my amazing co-host, Tamaya. And you see this really tall, buff water tribe woman with long braided hair, like walk up. And she just very carefully says, pleasure to be here at your side today. And then immediately starts addressing the crowd. In round 1, level 1, we were able to see the prince capitulate on an incredible lead, clear nothing but daylight in getting them to the top with 130 points. In second, we have G, the Earth Kingdom Wunderkin, who tried hard in round 1, but couldn't quite make it there. Thereafter, we have the incredible Boulder. And you just hear from the crowd, the Boulder would like to be called the Boulder. We have the Boulder. And just she very professionally corrects herself. And then
as soon as she gets the name right, shows us like, yeah!
I love that your mic cut out because it was so loud.
Yeah, it was perfect. And then we pan over to Shoza as like Shoza is screaming. And in fourth, Shoza of the Fire Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Show you screaming.
And then rounding out the top 4, we have Gyaki of the Earth Kingdom, Nezik of the Fire Nation, Tuzon of the Fire Nation, and our last Water Tribe competitor, Flip. And you just hear the crowd give an approving and like clap.
Flip.
And, like, what'd you say? And everybody in the crowd just says, do a flip after that. And you just see this really lanky, kind of Sokka looking person, but like not Sokka, like just has that energy. Do a flip. He just does a flip. And the crowd's just like, flip, flip, flip. And you see the competitors begin to go. And Flip, unfortunately, is first and doesn't make it up Spinal Ascent, where Flip is trying to hop between platforms, rising and lowering up a tower back and forth. He can't even get halfway to the top. But when he inevitably crashes back down into the water, he does a quick flip to flip all of the water off him. And the crowd gives like a flip, yeah, and like very encouraging applause. Then you see Tuzon go, and you see Tuzon actually get through all of Spinal Ascent, and then they get into Spinal Descent, which is a series of intertwined cords and ropes that you have to essentially like navigate like a spider's web that's been stretched really tall, and you have to carefully zigzag your way down it. And then actually Tuzon gets all the way into Stomach Chair, which are rotating platforms at various heights and levels above the blood that all are turning at different speeds and different directions. And it's on the last one where they're about to get into Digestive Tract, which is a long tube, see-through tube held by chains aloft. There, you see Tuzon get to the second to last of the stomach churn, and just they've very clearly like lost their sense of balance, and they try to make the jump onto stomach churn and don't even come close. Like they just fall into the blood like belly plant. Nezik is able to get through the first 2, but is not able to even land on the first stomach churn platform. And then Gyaki is able to get as far as Tuzon, but no further. And the announcer just cuts to Shoza saying, unfortunately, none of our competitors have made it into the digestive tract thus far. That's right. And now Shoza comes up on level 2 with a chance to pull ahead. Shoza is currently sitting with a point total of 50, right behind Gyaki and Tuzan. They will need 20 points not to be eliminated automatically.
Shoza has given, in between the rounds, has given their sopping wet flower crown to Junsho, and is now standing up there, and they look down, and the camera pans, and they see, Satya and Izuko and Junsho all cheering and clapping. And then it keeps panning all the way over to the boulder. And that's where it lies. And Shoza looks at the boulder. Okay. All right. And they undo their bun so their hair falls down long. And then they pull it back up again into just like a ponytail. I'm like, okay. Oh, all right. And the first roll is
skill and training, baby.
Skill and training. That's what it was. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. What's this obstacle course made out of?
The obstacle course is itself made out of sort of metal, wood, and various fibers. Like the cables are made out of a lot of fibers. The platforms themselves have like a bit of padding on them, like stuffed with like fur and stuff to make sure that the hits aren't like super damaging. But most of the structure is actually made of metal. And you hear Tamea just start to talk about the track itself. The track, the course, the beast, was actually created by some of the infamous metal benders from Toph Beifong's own academy as a side project.
I want to roll to assess the situation.
Roll
first.
To assess.
Oof.
Shoza is a smart competitor, sizing up the course itself.
The situation is what plus
creativity.
Creativity. Damn, I think creativity I have +1. Damn it. So I got a 6, but I do have punch where it matters. When you assess a situation, even on a miss, you can always ask who or what here is most vulnerable to me. And I want to find an alternate route that I can smash through instead of doing all this balance shit.
An alternate route.
If there is one, there can just not be one. That's an option as well.
There's not really an alternate route, but if you roll well enough on your skills and training, I'll open up an opportunity for you. Sound
well,
fair?
I wanted to know that so that I could use another move. Because my other move is walls can't hold me. When you rely on your skills and training to dangerously smash your way through walls or other obstacles, roll with passion instead of focus.
That's going to be on Spinal Descent.
Okay.
You can do that on Spinal Descent. So
cool.
I'll have you make the initial roll to get up Spinal Ascent, and then we can do that on Spinal Descent.
Cool.
How about that? Okay.
Okay. What do you roll with? Whatchamacallit?
Skills and training. Rolls
skills and
from
training is focus.
Yep.
So I got a 9.
9's great. You're able to get up Spinal Ascent, and on that last jump, and the announcers are noting this to Maya as well. Now that last jump, you have to jump at the perfect height of the ascending up and down platform. it's the largest gap. So if you jump a little, and Shoza jumps a little too early, and you just take that gut punch of like all the air is sort of knocked out of you, and you've got a grip on it. But now you're tall, you're heavy, and you have to swing your weight on top of it. So you can push through and swing your weight on top of that platform to get there, or you're out at the top.
Yeah, so I'm going to get through. So I'm going to mark fatigue.
Okay, that's 2 fatigue, I think you've been marked with. Okay, cool. And Shoza makes it to the top of Spinal Attack. And 10 points to you. And now you wanted to roll with passion on getting down Spinal Descent, I believe? Go ahead and do that.
To smash through it. Yeah, I got an 11.
So what you want to do on Spinal Descent is, oh my gosh! And you just see Shoza jump. Like most competitors have like sort of jumped down onto the top like spider web group and like then worked their way down it. And what Tamea was saying is you don't want to just jump and free fall through it because you risk just going straight through, which Shoza does.
Shoza goes for the jump and just gets into like a full like elbow pile driver, and then uses their other hand and this hand to firebend, just like rocket themselves like a fucking missile, just straight through it, and just like the cables you hear are just like doing, 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 like as they're like as Shoza just like rockets through each of them, and you're able to switch off the fire just at the end and grab that last clump before hanging over the water where just the tips of your feet like brush it. And the crowd just goes ballistic like you just went. Yeah. Like a missile! They bombed through the Spinal Descent in 0.2 seconds. It's a... Hell yeah. All right. Now what's the next stage of this bad boy?
You're able to make it onto Stomach Churn. The first platform is immobile, but you have to jump up and on the second one, which is rotating in a counterclockwise fashion.
Okay. And is that skills and training?
This is push your luck. No, actually, this is skills and training. You're right.
Okay. Can I do push my luck to do it in a riskier way?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because I think in the same fashion, Shoza is going to land grab the thing. So they're on a rope right now?
No, the first platform is like a hard platform situated above the water. Oh, okay. So like you moved from Spinal Descent, those cables that were free standing and like anchored in the water to that first platform where it's just stable. And all the rest of them are churning. So it's like counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. And tall, tall, short.
Okay. Never mind then. In that case, I'll just do skills and training.
Okie doke.
Oof. Yeah, I got a 4.
And you just hear the crowd go, oh, as you make contact with that first platform and head into the drink. And you just hear everyone go, oh, and then start clapping. And the announcer says, now, since Shoza was able to make it to the first stomach churn and get to that platform, they have been awarded with the new high score of level 2, 80 points.
Yeah. Shoza comes up out of the blood and just floats on their back for a bit, and then does the like little fountain out of their mouth And then they just start like laughing with just immense joy.
Yeah, for sure. At this point, you all see the boulder just step immediately up to the challenge and just go through it as fast as he possibly can. Like, the boulder's a big dude, but like he's moving with like big guy energy and is like trying to match the pacing of Shoza, but better. So he even tries to go so far as to do the thing that Shoza had done, which is just jump and fall through spinal descent.
Foolish.
It does not work out as well for him. Oh no, and the boulder is in the blood! And the crowd is just incredulous as the boulder falls. And you see the new point totals are put up on the scoreboard. Incredibly, Shoza still sits in first place for level 2. And the crowd is cheering. And
Shoza helps the boulder out of the blood, and they do the bicep arm clasp, and we see both of their giant biceps as Shoza helps him up out of the drink.
The boulder thinks that were the boulder to have been born a firebender, the boulder could have pulled off such a maneuver as you did.
Shoza takes this as an immense compliment. They're just like, oh, like all the muscle tensing bravado in the scene zoom in on their arm, then just like dissipates into, oh, okay.
The boulder thanks you for your help getting out of the beast's blood, and then like claps you hard on the shoulder, and it's 2 inches into the earth this time that you sink. Up next, G, and you just hear the crowd immediately, G, 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 G. And Tomoya just says, now G currently has 60 points cumulatively. G will need to get through spinal descent in order to tie Shoza and secure a place in level 3.
G, 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 G,
G, G, G, G, G.
You just see Satya in the crowd go, "Go, like incomprehensible near gibberish.
She's got like the popcorn bucket and it's like going everywhere.
There's like she's like in the middle of eating too, so it's just like,
oh my god, this is the best fucking game. All right, cool.
She's just the Earth Kingdom foaming villager mouth at this point. Yes, essentially.
Okay, so can you remind me what the first part is again?
So the first part is 3 platforms, 2 platforms. 2 platforms are moving up and down, and you have to jump up between the 2. So this is going to be a skills and training check to start off with, please.
All right. Please. Okay. Skills and training, that's focus.
Da.
All right. That's an 8.
Okay. You missed the timing on that top jump, much like Shoza did. So you're going to have to either fail here or take a fatigue.
I will take a fatigue. I have 3 fatigue now.
Cool.
Just so we're aware.
And G has secured a place atop spinal ascent. And the crowd goes wild. On to spinal descent, which is another skills and training.
All right. And so far we've had both Shoza and the boulder try to cannonball their way through it, but what does it look like? Like, what's the way you're supposed to do it?
Tomoya just says, now the way most people typically get through it is to lower themselves down, handhold by handhold, finding clumps of rope that they can hold together and slowly descend. Well, it'd still be pretty cool if she just threw herself down like the boulder and shows.
God, that would be
The
pretty
boulder agrees.
cool. Okay, so and you said that's also skills and training?
Skills and training, yep. If you want to take it
Okay.
slow, Joe.
If I want to
Or
take
rather,
it
G.
slow. That one actually got me. I just touched my makeup and it's fine, didn't smear. I'm still so not used to my makeup. It would be skills and training if I take it slow. If I don't take it slow, is it a different role?
Push your luck.
What if okay. Tell me if I could, because I want to do skills and training, but tell me if this like flavor thing would make it push your luck. Because if it would, then I'll just go slow. But I was thinking I could do sort of like a compromise between the two, where instead of like fully a compromise between cannonballing and going slow, where I kind of like do jump off, but like grab one, like start like grab something like halfway down, and so I like make it faster. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. I'll keep that within the bounds of skills and training.
I really just wanted to do that for flavor.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Please.
Add a little flair to it.
Add a little flair. And the flair works. I have a 12.
Whoa! That's going to carry you not only through that, and she is flying down Spinal Descent, and she lands on the first stomach churn. Oh, she's going for it! And you just like, you get that momentum of hit first platform, and you just let go. We're running. You jump, and you do the all-out flat pancake on top of it, and you've made it onto the first one.
Heck yeah. Okay, and sorry, again, for reference, because I was so like enamored by everything that I forgot to keep track of where people were. How close am I to getting to the point where she would qualify?
And Ji Young has qualified!
Oh.
With 90 points, G has shot her to first place. And the crowd is losing their bananas at this point. Just full cheering G at the top of their lungs.
Oh shit. I think G, like me, didn't quite realize that they were like, that they had passed like the good points. So they were still just like, all right. And what were you going to say?
Do you want to push your luck and go for the next one?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do fashion. Okay. That's 8.
8's good. Okay.
It's a solid C. Sorry, keep going.
That first one you pushed through. I'm losing my tabs here. Sorry.
No worries.
The ADHD thing where you like lose where you are in like a digital space and you're like, you managed to throw yourself onto the other coil, not coil, but stomach churner, and it's going the opposite way.
Ooh.
8 is good enough to be there, but you're going to need to mark 1 fatigue because that landing just like knocked the stuffing out of you. Like it was a hard one.
Hit my diaphragm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just.
I have 4 fatigue out of 5. What happens when I mark all 5 fatigue?
When you mark all 5 fatigue, it means you're done. You are essentially like, in this instance, in this specific context, it's the moment where people have nothing left in the tank.
Got it.
And when you mark full 5 fatigue, if you're still in the course, if you want to do anything thereafter, it's a push your luck and it's a high roll that you have to get.
Okay.
So
got it.
Just to let you know how that works mechanically. You're not at that point yet, but
not
like,
yet.
Yep.
Cool. Good to know. And we're only on round 2, correct?
Yep. Round 2. That's correct.
Woo! Let's go.
Do you want to make for that final stomach churner?
Would that also be push your luck?
Yes, it would.
and if I fail the roll, or if I not.
If you outright fail the roll, you're in the drink and done, but it's not going to cost you a fatigue. It's just you fuck up the course. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I want to do it. This is the most hyped G's been in a while. Normally she's just doing like she's like focused, and now it's like, oh, this is fun. Like, I'm about to pass out, but like this is what she lives for.
Yeah.
Right. Passion. That's 7.
7. Okay, you land it. But you're going to take another point of fatigue.
Could I miss it and not take fatigue?
You could strategically miss it, yes.
Okay.
Do you want to get onto it and then like roll off, like that sort of like too much momentum thing?
Yeah, like my feet hit it and it's not quite enough, and I just go whoop.
Absolutely. And you just teeter forward straight off of it, and you take the miss instead of the fatigue to keep you at 4. And like the commentators noted as well, it looks like she was trying to preserve momentum for the future. She didn't really have much left in the tank. But by touching that final churner, she's earned herself 110 points!
Is it 110 points plus the 60, or is it another 110?
Point totals are cumulative. So just assume that you're max, yes.
Heck and
at this point, the announcers just break down. All right, so with our final competitor, Cho Yu, the prince, coming up, it will be the case that Ji, Shoza, and the Boulder have all qualified. Oh, wait, no. And then you just hear like chatter on the side as like assistant for the set comes up. Right. Cho Yu still has 130 points. The Boulder has automatically qualified, and we have our top 4. And just the crowd goes raucous as Cho Yu steps up. And the commentators just turn to one another. Do you think he's going to go for it and try to get through, adding more points to his total? I'm not sure. It might be wise to preserve fatigue for the future. But here, maybe Cho Yu just wants to make a statement and set even more daylight between them and the competition. So you can run level 2, Jay, and every point you get is just more meat on the sandwich, if you know what I'm saying. But like,
cool.
You auto qualify.
Let's make a cool. Oh wow. Okay. Sure. What back to the first thing. So it's like these moving platforms that go like this, and you have to like jump
between them, timing it. Yep. You want to give me a skills and training for that?
Yes, but I have a question. Can show you, and you can say no.
Yeah.
But is it allowed for you to wait until they're like this, and then you just like step over to the next one? Are you allowed to do that? Or do you have to jump?
So the thing is, you have to jump. So the platforms on the left side, the interior side, are actually static, and these 2 platforms move up and down, making it between either like a 14-foot jump or like a 6 to 8 foot jump, if that makes sense.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Sure. Let's do it. Holy shit, these dice just really want me to be good at this. 12.
12's gonna get you through spinal ascent and spinal descent. So you're able to just hop between those platforms. No, like you're a little hard scrabble at the tall one, but like you're just breezing through. And Cho Yu adds 20 points to their score as they make it to the beginning of stomach churn and easily through spinal descent.
And what's the stomach churn thing look like again?
First is a small platform relatively close to over the blood. The next one is a turning platform counterclockwise that's tall, about a 5 to 6 foot vertical diagonal, and then another tall platform turning clockwise, and then a small one near the water that's turning counterclockwise again.
Sure, let's give it a try. What am
All
I
right.
rolling?
Push your luck, please.
Okay. What was that? Passion again? That was passion.
Passions.
Right? Yes, passion. Okay, there we go. That's a 6.
All right. So the run finally comes to an end, and you're able to throw yourself at the first platform, touch it. It looks like you've got a grip, but it just slips out. It's like, oh, Cho-Yu is in the blood. Oh, but they now have 160 points. And just the audience is cheering, Prince, Cho-Yu, Cho-Yu. And the two commentators say, and now we have our final 4 headed into level 3, Cho-Yu. Like, camera pans to Cho-Yu, like being helped out of the water. G! Cuts to G, I imagine, like taking a break and like tending to their bruises.
I think G would be the one helping Cho-Yu under the water.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Shoza! And what's Shoza up to in this shot?
Shoza is like already back to like kind of like washing with the crowd and just has June on their shoulders. So they're like out of the mass of people.
Fair. And the boulder! And like huge cheers from the audience. And now we take a short break to allow our competitors to catch their breath before challenging level 3, the Pyramid of Doom. And you just see the hard cut to like this pyramid with all of these raising things. And yeah, we get a quick break here so that people can potentially comfort folks who might be in need of healing fatigue or having scenes or what have you. Yeah.
Shoza is looking just out at the death pyramid and is talking to Junsho without like looking up. The boulder knocked me into the ground at least like 2 inches.
Yeah.
He's so strong. I've never met anybody that strong before.
You're pretty strong.
I'm pretty strong. I don't know if I could knock somebody 2 inches into the ground though.
Well, next time somebody's mean to us, you can try.
And they give this like happy, contented sigh. Yeah. And that's it.
I think as G's pulling me out of the water, Cho-Yu's like out of breath, like like really tired, and I think they just say, "Thanks. This is hard. You're doing really well."
Awesome, thank you. G has like this big smile on her face, and her nose is still bleeding, and she's got like some blood in her teeth a little bit too. And she's also breathing like really hard, but like she looks so thrilled.
I like the juxtaposition of G's facial expression and Cho-Yu just like looking at the Pyramid of Doom, and thinking like, "Oh God." I think they just look concerned at you for all your blood that is just there, because you know this is Avatar, but we say fuck, so we get visible blood.
Yeah.
And I think they're just like, "Hey, do you need a bandage or something?
For what?
Like, are you hurt? You're bleeding like a lot."
I'm bleeding?
Yeah. And I like, I want to like touch like your like temple or whatever and like show you my hand that is red.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. I'll
come
go
here.
wrap myself up. Huh?
Come here, and I'm gonna like guide you over to. I assume there's a medicine tent.
There's a med
for
station.
this event,
Yeah, okay,
a
cool.
first aid tent.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring you over there.
they have a couple water benders there that are able to like do the healing water on competitors and like heal bruises and stuff like that.
So Choyu will like awkwardly bring you over there and be like, bleeding, and just point at G.
Oh, and one of them will just very like gracefully motion for you to sit down. Just point where you feel pain and I'll do my best.
It's where she's bleeding. And I point at like
Waterbender rolls their eyes, pulls out some water, and then just very gently places their hand on your jaw. And you feel an extremely cooling sensation, like you've stuck your lower jaw into like fresh powdered snow. And it's just got the cool texture of an ocean when it's cold enough, but not too cold. Like that chill of like, that was like just right. Yeah.
She is not very used to other people taking care of her. So this is she's sort of like almost like probably a little more dazed from being smacked around than she realized, was just sort of like following Choyu's lead. And having them like be like, okay, we're gonna get you help, and then like being like, oh, this is where she's hurt, obviously, you know, like just like those little things of like advocating for her. She's just like smiling.
Choyu is not used to people giving them sass back, but they don't mind at all.
Do you want to interrogate G about how she's feeling right now, Jay, and maybe do a comfort and support to try and clear some of that fatigue?
Sure. So when I comfort or support another person, I roll harmony on a hit. G has to decide if they open up to me. If G doesn't, mark it. I get to ask you a question. Okay, cool. Yeah. If I roll good, I get to ask you a question.
Ooh.
And then if I roll more than a 10, you get to ask me a question as well. And and then if either of us answer our question honestly, you can either clear a condition or 2 fatigue.
2 fatigue. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Wait, harmony. What's my harmony? Harmony is a 1. That's a 9, so not a 10.
Fair enough.
9. Okay, I get to ask you a question. As we're sort of sitting in the tent, I don't know how to word this, but me, the player, wants to ask G something about Satya. Something about if anyone has ideas, let me know, because
what did Satya say to you that G specifically didn't hear last time you had a conversation? Do you remember what that was?
Which one?
The conversation on the rooftop.
Oh, well, so G was out of earshot, but Satya told me that she likes G.
So what if you interrogated how G might be feeling about Satya?
Spicy. Are you okay with this, Maya?
Yes, you spicy little bastard.
Blame the DM.
Do you have a crush?
Right. Oh my god, I've seen how you act.
So much. I love this so much.
I'm going to give you a +1 because Satya maybe would have encouraged you, like just prior to the scene, being like, hey, if you get a moment with G, maybe, check.
Can you ask her if she likes me?
Like, she won't say it that way specifically. Yeah, she'll just be like, maybe just see how she feels. And I'll give you the +1 bonus that help action would be to take
Okay.
it to a 10 on this.
Okay, then G gets to ask me a question. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, G
all
does.
right.
If you both answer
shit.
honestly.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
shit.
So, yes. So, Choyu will just say, you know, you and Satya seem really close, huh?
Oh yeah, she's my best friend.
I
You okay?
think Choyu just is like trying to figure out how to word this because they know that they can't be the person to tell G for Satya, but they're like trying to like figure them out. And I think Choyu will just ask, but like maybe I'm just completely wrong or reading into it wrong, but like I sense something more between you.
What do you mean?
Like something more not platonic.
Ah. And G is gonna sort of like look at Shoyu and like there's like gears turning in her head with like how they've made up, like Satya and Shoyu made up.
I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I just
Oh no. I just have you ever had a feeling that it wasn't a bad one, it wasn't a bad feeling, it was just a complicated one, and you maybe if I don't think about it, or maybe if I don't address it, then it won't. I don't want to make. I don't want to change anything. That's not true. No one has ever. Hey, no one's ever asked me this before. I apologize.
The waterbender is just like pointedly looking everywhere else while like casually healing your jaw. Like it's just like
G is like not like fully like so wrapped up in her thoughts that she's like kind of like leaning on their hand as like they're like water bending and
they're like vaguely blushing for some reason. They're not sure what's going on.
Yeah, okay. The short answer is that you have great senses, and your sense would be correct. The long answer is that romantically, platonically, however you want to swing it, I care about Sasha very, very much, and I am more willing to exist with these feelings than I am ruin something that we have.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand that. Like, I think I don't know what she's told you about me, but like growing up, we were betrothed from birth, pretty much, but we were just friends, and both of us, you know, didn't want to talk about it because it just felt weird, like growing up knowing you're gonna eventually have to, and I think like Choi's like talking like really carefully, like full well knowing who they are, and then this poor volunteer waterbender just here. And I think they like earthbend themselves like a little stool to sit on, just kind of like next to Chi. And they'll look at the is the waterbender just standing there, or are they still working?
She's like still awkwardly in the middle of this, like now has like since G's like chin is now in her hands, she's
Right.
just like under the pretense of still healing the wound, but like it's probably been enough time, but like she can't move because G's like cheek is just resting there. So yeah, it's like she's essentially just a hostage to this discussion now.
Bastard.
I think Choyu will look at her and just say, can you give us a moment?
Absolutely. And just immediately like water falls on the ground on G's lap, and she just like excuses herself from the tent.
Like a little bit of kind of looks like a wet my pants a little bit there.
We were in the water anyway. But
that's a really good point.
Yeah, like I was saying, like I don't know. I all that to say, I know how you feel, and not wanting to change things and whatnot, but yeah.
But you know how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you love Satya?
I do. It's strange now, but growing up, I think we both were in denial. But as we got older, I don't think I realized it at the time, but yeah, I fell in love, but I didn't think she felt the same way about me. But two nights ago, on the roof, I found out she also felt the same about me. But both of us just didn't. We didn't know. We didn't want to ruin it, I guess. And I don't know. We're both different people. 5 years without seeing each other, we're just different. But we've made a pact, at least, to want to get to know each other again. You know.
That's wonderful.
And you're a part of that too, you know.
What do you mean?
I want to get to know you too. You care about her a lot. And she cares about you. And I want to get to know you.
I would like to get to know you as well. I think running an obstacle course together is a good first step.
So you kind of like it's the obstacle course of love.
Oh god. We're doing great.
The ups and downs, taking leaps, taking risks. Anyway,
please.
I think at this point, Choyu will just like look at you and just say, let's give her tent back, huh?
Right, you know, solid point. Thank you for the jaw and the good.
Yeah, thanks.
Your hands are really soft.
Yeah, sorry about this.
Don't mention it.
You didn't hear anything. I tell her with really forced authority in my voice.
Don't mention it. Won't mention it.
Cool. Bye.
You're a great healer. Okay, I follow Choyu.
And we just linger on the shot of the waterbender outside of their tent, and you just see the boulder walk up to them, and she doesn't realize it. And the boulder's just standing there. And she's just like blushing hard and clearly off in her own world with her own thoughts. The boulder requires medical. And she's just like,
Oh my god.
cutting to Izuko, who is coming up to Shoza. Wow, you did so well. Oh my gosh.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty strong. And Shoza offers their hand. Always nice to meet a fan.
It's Izuko.
Shoza.
They have like face blindness, I think, sometimes. Because if you remember correctly,
Yeah, Jusha's still on their shoulders.
if you remember correctly, they think we're identical.
No, you are.
Oh, Oh, right.
I fixed the ship.
Izuko. Yeah, okay, I got you.
I competed in the round.
You did. I saw that. That was good. You got pretty far.
I've been flying the ship half the time.
I don't think Shoza knows that. You've been what?
Yeah, Jinsho taught me how to fly the ship.
It's been really nice, actually, having someone else to help.
You didn't notice?
I mean, when you're trying to train a turtle duck, it just takes up a lot of your time.
Turtle duck training?
Yeah, dumpling. Oh, you're on the ship so much, but you don't know dumpling?
Well, nobody's really shown me dumpling.
I'll show you dumpling when we get back to the ship. They're gonna love you.
They're my turtle duck. I'll show her dumpling.
Okay, well, Junsho's gonna show you dumpling.
Well, I don't want to.
Sounds like somebody lost their shoulder privileges and shows a big Junsho up and puts her down on the ground.
Sibling energy.
Heartbreaking. Oh my god.
Does anybody want to have any further scene for this? Or are we good sort of doing it out?
I think I am good.
Okay, you're good. Thumbs up. All right. So with this happy interaction between the twins and Izuko and the the intense talk between
Nice.
Choyu and G, we pan to the announcers. And we're coming back here soon, next time, with more Ultimate Beast Tamer. Will these competitors be able to overcome the beast? Hard zoom out of the festival. We fly over the forest, not far away, just downriver, where we see another beast roaming in the woods. A large Shirshu
I knew it.
moving
Those
about through the
motherfuckers.
undergrowth and
Those
foliage.
motherfuckers.
And just rooting around, trying to find something to eat that day. And then you hear a branch snap. And it positions itself in a location, in a stance that is ready to bolt at any second. Before 8 jets of water shoot at it in every direction, encasing it in a sphere of water, a ball, raising it up into the air, and then freezing it solid. And as these black and blue water tribe members walk out of the shadows, you see the woman with Fior's eyes look up at the suspended Shirshu, look at the group, and just say, "We have enough now." And we'll end on that happy little note. Thank you for everyone coming out to watch episode 4 of Avatar Reclamations. I'm your GM Riley. I'm at Riley Gritch on Twitter and Twitch. I do board game stuff and talk about eating food late at night and ramble about gender identity and other bullshit. If that's amenable to you, or if you'd like me for a show, hit me up and just let me know. I didn't mean to run that, but here we go. Next person, Ellis.
Hi. It's me again. I'm just calling to say that my name is Ellis Smith. I use they, them pronouns, and on the show Avatar Reclamations, I play everyone's favorite thembo, Shoza, the firebender and identical twin to Junsho. You can find me on Twitch at Hekvitica, HEKVITICA. And I was just hoping, that maybe if you still had a room open, I could, book it and, get something going, but we'll see. You can call me at 555-555-5555. And this has been great. Okay, bye. Show you, go for it. Jay, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to this incredible festival. I am at Nala Wu on Twitter and also at Nala Draws everywhere else. If you want to see my artwork, I am a professional artist, voice actor, sensitivity reader, and cultural consultant. You can hire me by sending me an email. My portfolio is on naladraws.com. If you want to see me in other shows, on every other Wednesday, I'm playing Dr. Talise Wong on Friends Who Roll Dice for an Urban Shadows 2E game. We had our premiere last Wednesday. It was so fun and really cool. We're trying to solve the mystery of a guy, of the mayor who died as a ghost. So he basically died twice. And yeah, it's a very fun group, fun game. So come watch me there in 2 weeks. Yeah, Twitter Nalawu if you want to keep up with all the random bullshit that I do. I have played, I'm Choyu here. I'm doing real good, guys. Tune in next week for Choyu's speech, amongst other things. Thank you.
Maya, you want to
Maya.
take it? Yeah.
It's me. Hi, everybody. My name is Maya. I am a person for sure. I use she, her pronouns.
Cool.
I am, thanks. I use she, her pronouns. It's a me, a Maya. I'm fully scattered. Thanks, everybody. Good night. No, I'm a person. I have a Twitch and a Twitter, Anxious Maya. If you like Critical Role, you can check me out on Twitter at Crit Roll Memes or Instagram at Critical Role Memes. And I am so happy to be a part of this ridiculous and very
I'm so
gay
glad you're here.
I am having the time of my life. Thank you all very much. And finally, last but not least, I didn't forget to throw it to someone this time. It's Nikki.
Okay, so lots of stuff going on with TRPG. We just had our session 0 last week, so this week, coming up on Tuesday, we'll have our Lost in Miami Vampire the Masquerade mini campaign. Super excited. That's being GM'd by It's the Riddler. And we have a really fun cast. It's the same group from our 10 Candles stream that we did for Halloween. So check that out for sure. It's going to be very gay. And then on Saturdays we have this, and so definitely check in. We're gonna do more episodes than we had originally planned because we're having so much fun, so make sure you check in on that. And then lastly, we are doing a sub goal, so if we get 25 subs before by next Saturday, I will play I Love You Colonel Sanders on stream. So that's a dating sim from KFC. And I will play it for everyone to watch.
That's incredible. What the heck?
So So yes, I will play that on stream. If we get 25 subs, we got 5 today, so we just need 20 more. So definitely tune in for that when it happens, because it's gonna be wild. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. TTRPG is our amazing channel here, and we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So check it out. Yeah, that's all.